church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hand played a tambourine so well. Grandma's hand used to issue out a warning. She'd say, Delia, don't you run so fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. Might be snakes there in that grass. Grandma's hand.
Good morning. It is 11 o'clock and the OGs are alive and well. Of course, every Thursday morning, we're delighted for you to be our guest as you watch us throughout the world. We just love you, and we could not do without you. You make our broadcast, you make our program, and you make us look good when we have such good ratings. We want to thank you again for tuning in. My name is Lewis Jackson. I'm your co-host. To my far left is Don. He's your host. Today we are brought to you by the Russian firm. Fred Russian is the lead attorney. Be it legal, criminal, or even family, he has your back. He got a better lawyer that can handle whatever it is. And if you need a product to make your business, your personal life, or your church look better and good, A to Z Imprint got your back. A to Z Imprint got some 500,000 products that they can print, imprint, any way you need it to make your business grow and look better. Then, of course, if you don't have a house, you never had a house, didn't think you had enough credit to get a house, and didn't think your money could afford your house, then you need to call Miss Betty. That's Miss Betty Craig. She's here at the station, and she's the head person of an easy-to-own home. Then, of course, if you're away from your house, you bought a house back some years ago, and you've almost paid for it, and you done saved some money. Now you're traveling overseas, down South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, any one of these continents. You can watch your house with iwatchmyhouse.com. Any intruder come up, the likes and unlike. If you like them, you can let them in by touching a button. If you don't like them, you can let the police know it by touching another button. Either way, you'll get good results. Now, we know that everybody clean clothes. We know that you got a nice house and you like to clean and like smelling well. And you wondering where the best detergent you can get. Just give us a call here. Well, matter of fact, call me personally, and I'll take good care of you. We got the name brand detergents that we deliver to your house in 5-gallon can, or however you want it, at a price far below wholesale price. You couldn't beat this with a stick. If you're beating the drum and this comes out, you'll quit beating the drum and start beating this deal that we got. We got the best deal going. I just want to thank you once again for tuning in. My name is Lewis Jackson. I'm your host, your co-host. To my far left. I almost said the wrong thing. I would have got fired. But since I got a pretty lady in between us, he can't hit me. So the only thing he can do is fire me after the show. But while I'm on the show, ain't nothing he can do. But Don Farmer, there, he's the host, and he don't like me. But I got to say one thing about Don, then I'm going to, because I might not get him back no more. He all dressed in brown and head shining. I told him he looked like an old farmer boy. But now, he's still the smartest man that I know. He's the only person that I know, and I know a lot of folks who has created 3 words. Some folks, as a matter of fact, he's the only somebody I know ever created a word before, but he got 3 of them working on the 4th one. Now, of course, we talked about Evergrasses, and we talked about Negro, And what the last one though? Well, he told me I shut up, but until I find out the last word, we gonna next year, first year, we gonna talk about the last two words that he has. He has promoted the first one very well, and everybody that watch our show know about aerogresses, and I am one of the aerogresses one. I want to thank you again. I'm going to turn it over to my dearest friend. You know, I very seldom you got a personal friend that you have to put up with, but I put up with him because he's my personal friend. Plus, the guy's old brown head over there. You know, I was looking at him and walked in. I was say, is he Mr. Brown, the one they be talking about on television? The Brown man, but I guess not. Donald Farm.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Without further delay, we have a very attractive young lady sitting in the middle of us. Mr. Jackson didn't get the note in time, so he didn't put on his suit.
Sure didn't.
Had he known, he would have dressed up, but apparently he didn't get the message in time. But anyway, he's still, like he says, he's still good looking. So thank you, Mr. Jackson, for being good looking.
You have pretty girls like this on the show.
The young lady we have in the middle today is someone that I think we can all appreciate because she cares for the elderly in her profession. She was encouraged by that by an unfortunate incident that came about with her grandmother, and I think she saw it as an opportunity to do something about the future of our elderly. So with no further ado, I'd like to say you know more about you than I know about you. So why don't you just tell us who you are and your purpose for being here?
My name is Delia Barksdale, and I own and operate a personal care facility, Everlasting Life Senior Ministries. And Everlasting Life has been in existence for over 20 years now. I moved here from California. I had 2 personal care homes in California. I was inspired by my great-great-grandmother, who was 103 years of age.
Thank you for that correction.
She was 103 years of age, and I visited her in a convalescent hospital, and at that time, I was not able to care for my grandmother. I was younger.
Okay, is that what it was? I had that by my notes. Why? Because you were...
I was younger, and I
you
wasn't
were feeling
in a
your oats
position.
at that time?
Well, kind of, sort
okay.
of, yes.
You can tell
nobody want to
okay.
be bothered with grandma when you know, doing your own thing,
right.
you know. So I was out doing my own thing. I didn't have time for grandmother at the time.
Well, really, when you saw her, what hit you? Was it, were they was they not taking the care of her as you would like to have? You saw a genuine care that was not up to standard?
No, actually what hit me was when I went to visit her, she would stay in her room all the time. She lived at home, but my grandmother was like 89 and couldn't take care of her. So she put her in a convalescent hospital. So she went into the convalescent hospital, and she pretty much stayed in her room. She wouldn't come out of her room. She wouldn't do anything because she wanted to be at home with family. So when someone from the family would go and visit her, and if we took her out, it was very difficult for us to take her back because she wanted to go home. And I feel that she sat in her room and she just grieved herself because she wanted to be at home. So that inspired me to open up a home for the elderly, because if they stay at home and get the love and be around their family members, then I believe that they live longer.
So when you said that, her daughter was 89 and could no longer care for her, and we can all understand that. She couldn't. Was she bedridden?
No, she wasn't. She was walking around. She took no medication or anything. She walked with a cane at 103.
So how old was she when she went into the convalescent home?
She was about 102 when she actually
So she had been in about a year when you got there?
Yes.
And so when she wouldn't come out of the room, you knew it was something that you didn't like?
Yes, I didn't like the fact that she was there, first of all, and I felt that
Well, she
someone in
didn't
the
either.
family. No, she didn't. I felt that someone in the family should had stepped in and maybe
Someone
took her
in the family. So, what did she say?
Yeah,
Someone.
And we got somebody in between her who was done in the family. Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all, all of y'all thought the same way. Your mother couldn't do it because she
Right.
was older.
My grandmother couldn't do it because she was older.
Oh yeah, this is your great.
My
It's her
great
great-grandmother.
grandmother.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what was that on your? Was that your daddy's mom or your mama's mother?
My mother's
On your mother's
side. Yes.
Okay. And what was your mother?
My mother
she?
was in California at the time.
Okay.
Yes.
And
You know, a lot of the older individuals, they just don't. They like to be in their home. Even my mother, she may visit, but she can't wait to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand that until I started to travel or go some places. And there's really no place like home. That sounds like an old cliche kind of a statement, but it's actually true.
It's very true.
Now your great grandmother, she lived to be how old?
She lived actually to be 106.
wow.
Yes. She was 106.
So how was her last 3 years that were in the convalescent home?
I left at the time and I went back to California. I asked her to go with me, but she was never flew before, so she was like, I'm not getting on no plane. So I believe she just sat there in the convalescent hospital. I had some friends that I grew up with that worked there that I would contact to check on her and different things, and they said she was doing fine, but she just didn't want to be around the people. She wanted to be with family.
So Mr. Jackson kind of talked about that question earlier. But what
other words, it sounds as if
I was asking a question. Don't be so rude, Mr.
I
Jackson.
understand, but let me ask
Can you just hold off 1 second?
You see what I put up with?
Appreciate that.
Hurry up.
I've forgotten the question now.
Good there. You didn't.
It takes time for correction. Mr. Jackson kind of talked about this, but the care in the home, was it good? Was it bad? Or, what kind of service was in there? Do you know?
Good. I wouldn't say that it was bad service.
Well, she's passed now. A lot of times we don't want to
say
say it. We know there could be some
I wouldn't say that it was
repercussions.
bad service, but I think she could have gotten better service.
Oh, okay. Now, I apologize. Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
It ain't gonna never be up to your expectation anyway, because the blood and the care and the love you got. But I think what it may have been is that.
No, how you gonna know what
Well,
it may have been?
I think. I didn't say it was. See, a lot of times when people go in a place where folks that's not doing very well, they said, I don't want to be here because I'm around folks who can't do anything. And that's why I asked you if she was still getting around. So she still was mobile. And there she saw a lot of immobile people, bedridden and all of that. So that would bring out the worst in you. Because you want to be around somebody that's that's going up and going. So I think that was it, and I think that when you were thinking about flying back on plane, I think you should have told her, "Say, Mom, we gonna rent a car and drive back wherever you drive." But you young folks.
How far is California? Where were you?
In Wilmington, Delaware. We talking 3 days, right?
I don't know about that one.
So you were you raised in California? What were you raised there?
I was raised in Delaware.
Okay. And most of your folks was out there in California?
No, most of my folks was in Delaware.
They still up there?
Some of them are.
Now, you started this personal care home some 20 years ago, and it stuck in your mind. And I like the facts that you saw something that you want to do and you wanted to take care of. Now, what made you stick with it until you got what you wanted?
I was determined to make a difference.
Was it a difference because some personal? I know the personal touch with your great grandmama,
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, was it financial? You saw some finances in there. You saw some, not only the love and care that you could give, because most folks think that they can do love and care. So what made you think you could do something different other than we all like the big paychecks.
Yes, but it's not the finances. You have to have a love and a care for the people that you're caring for, because everyone can't do this.
So when you got started,
it's not care for money, Mr. Jackson. Did you see something similar? Hear something similar the other day?
Yes, it is care for money.
No,
I didn't bring it. I brought my newspaper today because I was going to look at my newspaper and see if there was an article there about the nursing home.
What I like about her business. What's the name of your business again?
Everlasting Life.
That's it?
Yeah. It's Everlasting Life Senior Ministries.
Okay, that's what I wanted you to say.
I know this ministry.
And that's what I like. That's what I like. That makes a difference. I know it, but that's why I like it.
But I was going to say that earlier.
I like that.
When these folks these days want to see a long time ago.
Don't say everybody, Mr. Jackson. You have a tendency to want to put everybody in one category. Some of the people, go ahead.
For the most part, when they add these ministers in there, they add it to misguide. Not you now.
See.
Not you, because if you looked a little different, I might have put you in that same category. But misguided to make folks feel that it's doing all the right things. What make it a ministry?
It makes it a ministry because in the services that we give, I'm not doing this.
I asked you all that. I asked you what makes it a ministry.
What makes it a ministry?
Yeah.
Hold that mic up to your mouth.
What makes it a ministry is
now I forgot to ask you before you got on. What is it that we can't ask you? Because we don't, we don't.
What is it?
We gonna touch on it all if we can.
Go ahead, though.
I believe that I was called to do what I'm doing. It's not something that's what makes it a ministry, because I was called to do what I'm doing. It was put in me by the Holy Spirit of God to make a difference in our elderly people's lives, because we have to give back to the ones who gave to us. And I don't believe that I would be where I am today if it had not been for my four grandmothers, grandfathers' vision that they installed in us as children.
Well, those are work ethics. This ministry thing is the reason I'm finna ask you that is because how many folks that you take in that can't afford to pay a bill?
Oh, don't go there, Mr.
Oh, no,
Jackson.
he can, because I take in most of them that I have can't afford to pay a bill. I take in the ones who don't have. I take in the ones who have minimum, low income. That's what our ministry is about. It's not about the money. It's about providing a service that I know that I'm going to get back, not from man.
Not care for money, Mr. Jackson.
And it's not for the money, because most of the elderly people that we service, they don't have
the incomes. They don't have retirement checks. They're basically living on their Social Security, SSI, and it's very minimum.
Well, now I like that part because
it's a ministry, right?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. It's on the way.
It isn't yet. Because I was getting there, but she said that they're living off Social Security. Usually, them folks take the check and give them $10 for the. Now, I know you're not one of those.
Give them $10.
Yeah, after they took the check and give them that to go buy some cigarettes. Now, you don't mind smoking in your place, right?
Oh, yeah, they can smoke.
Okay, well, then they get their $10 buy cigarettes, though.
But tell me where you're going to go today and buy a pack of cigarettes for $10.
I have no idea, because I don't smoke.
Okay.
Yeah. See, back in 71, I was smoking, and cigarettes went to 35 cents a pack. I quit then.
Oh, wow.
So ain't buying another pack of cigarettes. Cost that much.
Well, cigarettes is about $5, so I can tell you that.
Well, I don't
right
know.
now.
I see folks buy. I see folks still smoke.
Yeah.
1 out of every 5 still smoke.
$5.
So what kind of programs are in place for your care, your facility? You got nutritional programs.
Yes.
Can you kind of just walk through?
Yes, we have nutritional programs. We have activities set up in place for them. We take them out on outings. We provide most of their services as far as bathing, grooming, baths. We do a lot.
Now, most of these people are older.
Yes, most of them are older.
What's your average age there?
Well, 85,
Oh, see, yeah.
86. I have an 83-year-old.
You know what a misconception about these kind of facilities and also about the elderly people is that most of them are broke. And that's not necessarily the case.
They got more money than anybody.
Yeah, there's some people with a whole lot of money, and that's one of the things that I like is that we need to start concentrating on everybody. When I say everybody, I'm talking about when you're talking about older people. We need to know that some of them still have funds, some of them still have income, some of them do still have quote unquote some wealth, and so I don't know if you cater to any of that clientele or not, but it's a market that's just needed also because they need the same kind of care that a poor person needs.
Exactly.
I tell you why he asked you that, because he from the rich side of town. See, in every town, see, back when he come along, there was a railroad track that divided us, and he was on the other side. Okay, now go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you about just a little about my experience in working in this field. I mean, that's true. They do have a clientele of people in every category. They have the high class, they have the low class, they have the upper class, and the whole nine. But
let me ask you a question before you get there.
Go ahead.
And I ain't gonna ask another question, and no long question.
That ain't the biggest lie you ever told. Got one big.
What did you walk away from to start this?
No, that's just after you finish your question. Answer your.
Were you working
Go ahead.
before then?
Go ahead and answer your question.
What were you doing?
Go ahead.
Doing what
No.
I'm doing
Don't
now.
answer that yet because
Don't
that's
answer?
too.
Were you a nurse?
I was a nurse's aide. I worked in convalescent hospitals. I worked in nursing homes.
Keep it up.
And I did private home care.
Okay, so when you were in that nursing home, did you see folks mistreated? That's why you want to start your own?
You
Yes, I
already
did.
asked
Was
that.
it mistreated by?
You already asked that question.
Well, I'm gonna ask it again.
You did.
I'm gonna ask it another time in a different way.
Go
But you see what I put up with.
Mhm.
Now, when you were there, was it mistreated by the doctors? Because see, sometimes the doctors come in and they don't have as much time. Did you, in your nursing home, the doctors that you have to come there to examine them, whatever you have to do, are they real caring for the folks just like you are? Did you select the type of professionals just like you're a caring type?
No, they weren't because they.
How did you train them to do better?
How did I train them
Yeah.
to do better? The doctors?
Yeah.
I
You know, because
didn't
some of them got some arrogant attitudes.
I wouldn't. The doctors just came in and did their rounds and they were gone. Most of the time we didn't even see the doctors that came into the facilities where I worked.
They come in early.
They come in early in the morning and they do their rounds and they're gone. They might have 45 clients that they have to attend to in an hour or 2 hours
I'll go to surgery. I'll go to these
and
other
do what
places.
they do. But
How you know, Don? Just because you got two
And you
brothers.
ought to know. You got a doctor. You got 2 doctors under you. You raising 2. You ought to know that. They should have told you they have to make their rounds and stuff. What's wrong? You don't talk to your kids? You got 2 kids as doctors.
They in hospital.
That's another
Same.
reason they ought to know. They do the same
in
thing.
hospitals.
Now my son he goes to nursing home, I guess, because you know some of the doctors have to have some special qualifications to get. Well, he go to those when they die. What you call it?
Tell her what.
Hospice?
He goes to the hospital.
Tell her what kind of doctor your son is.
He a old folks doctor.
He ought to know all about that.
Yes, he ought to know.
As far as what his son does.
Yeah, well, he's a geriatric doctor. But I'm saying is because I think that, see, you know, when I be on my kids, Because some of the stuff the patient just don't listen and they ain't gonna do it. I said, look here, if they don't listen, you got to listen to them. We don't have we got 5 patients waiting. We'll just tell the 5 out there they got to add a little on. And well, no, you got to finish because they get off at 4 o'clock.
Well, see, what they have to do is we got to unlearn them. And the reason is because that's what they teach them in school. The more patients they can see, the better off they are.
No, they have
and
to.
That's not fair to the patients.
Well, I said that too to him. He said, but he see 25 to 28 folks every day. So now I said, if you're seeing 25 to 30 people a day, what are you doing?
Hello, how you doing? You feel okay today? Talk to you later. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I read your chart. And my doctor tried that the other week. I see you so and so and so. Is anything on there? I said, first thing, you ain't examining me yet. See, you got any openings over there? Because we going to need one real soon. See, because you mess with them doctors, boy, they'll give you a prescription that you won't forget. Well, and see, and they're kind of arrogant.
Nah, not all of them.
Yes, they are.
Not all of them.
I talked to my son the other day. I said, boy, what? He said, what? He said, he loved the work, he said. I said, why is it that? I said, supporting work, somebody else? He said,
what did you just say? I didn't understand none of
any
that.
doctor worth anything can get a job.
I'm sorry.
Wait, that's all right. Go ahead. Go back to your question. You were doing it again.
Did you hear him?
I'm going to answer his question.
Oh, what was it?
What I saw working in the nursing homes and convalescent hospitals is that the staff, the nurses, are overworked. So if I'm working in a convalescent hospital, I have 8 hours and I have 13 to 14 residents that I have to care for in that 8 hours. It's impossible for you to go in, give the residents the care that they need in 8 hours and give them the proper care. And that's when I felt the need to open up my own facility, a smaller facility where I can cater to the need of the people.
So your doctors spend more time with.
Not like that. Finally, you answered the question.
Well, I had to wait till you finish talking first.
Oh,
I knew if I sit back long enough, the Lord will make a way somehow.
Now that when you left California, and what made you come here and start the same?
Come to Georgia and start the same business.
Yeah.
Well, I really wanted to change my environment on where I was, but I knew that I wanted to do the same type of work.
Explanation, please.
Yes. Explanation for.
I knew I wanted to change my environment.
Oh, because California was it's really big. Mm-hmm. It's fast. It's a.
What part of California were you in?
I was in Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Yes, and I had a facility in Compton, California. And
that should have been lucrative.
I was in Compton, California, and I just wanted to come to a more settled environment.
A slower lifestyle.
Because I'm not going to tell my age, but I was myself to kind of slow down.
Well, you can tell us after you get off.
After the show.
Yeah, how are you? Right. Yeah. Well, you look like you're 25, so we.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. But so when you as you said, pull up roots in California, did you have any relatives or somebody here, or did you have anybody that you just decided that Atlanta is the place? See, a long time ago, back. How long you been in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta for 4 years now.
Okay, usually back 10 years ago, Atlanta was the place to go if you wanted to grow a business, or if you wanted to start a good business, or if you was not lazy. Atlanta was the place that you could do all right. See, because that's why he came here. So he was down there in Florida with them rich folks and couldn't do nothing. They told him to go to Atlanta. So he got up here, and he's done quite well. Now, since you've been here, what changes the delivery of care there different from here?
Changes of care?
Some area, you have to do a little more of this and a little more of that. is it you got different hospitality, you got different way people, different folks think, and you have to treat them a little bit different. Are you bringing your same? Are you trying to tell me love is the same everywhere you go?
If you have love in you, then love's gonna follow you wherever you go.
Now so she getting close to ministry now. She ain't got there yet.
Getting close.
If you have love in you, love's gonna follow you everywhere you go. I mean, of course, we're always looking for ways to better ourselves and enhance the professions that we're in. But the basic thing is to do what you know to do.
Okay, let's go to the next thing that you're looking for: personal care home. You got the senior daycare and the personal care home. Yeah, and of course, we all know that personal care home usually dealing with the younger folks that got some type of, they can still take care of themselves, but they need some help.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you want to do both of them?
Because it's a need for both of them. You can't really do one without doing the other. Some people, you have to...
One of them old and one young.
That's what I'm going to say. You basically have to cater to the need of the person. They're going to get old one day.
Maybe.
Some of them can do more for themselves than the others. So let them do as much as they can do while they can do it.
At what line do we say old? Where are we going to call?
We're not going to say old.
You're in the old area, so don't worry about that.
We're going to say elderly.
Look at him. He's in the old area.
Statistics say 62 and over classifies you as being an elderly, and then anything above that is an adult.
So under your care at this point, how many people do you have in your care, under your care?
That I care for?
Mm-hmm.
I care for, I would say, about 7 right now. Or I go in their homes and I care for some, and then I have the personal care home where they actually stay at the
How many
facility.
at the personal care home?
The personal care home is 3.
Okay. Are you finding that there's more females than males, or what's the breakdown?
I would say it's more females than males. Yes.
Okay. And the reason I was asking that was because I'm trying to see if who takes care of themselves maybe better, so that they can probably not have to be assisted living.
Well, the females take care of themselves better, I would think, because most of the females take care of the males.
And they go to the doctor more, and they do what the doctor says more. Of course, you know that. You're a defiant doctor abuser. So,
well, I trained 2 of them, so I know how to act.
And he got 13 doctors.
Wow, that's a lot of doctors.
Yeah.
Well, we got a bunch of men in the family, but what I'm about to say is that now that you're here and you want to expand, where'd you draw a line? When you say expand, you're trying to expand, because I'm thinking senior daycare, as you said, 60 and above.
Mm-hmm.
And below 60 is the personal care part. And
Not necessarily.
You can't divide them by age.
That's what she said a while ago.
No. That's what I said.
I didn't hear.
You said that 62 and above are considered the elder.
Right.
Yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the elders can't take care of themselves. You might have a 49-year-old who can't take care of themselves.
No,
you have an 85-year-old
that's not what I
that
asked.
can take care of themselves.
That's not what I asked
everything.
you. I asked you what area you're trying to grow the most. The elder care, the senior care, the senior daycare, the personal care one.
Senior care, daycare, the personal care.
Yeah.
I think you're getting that kind of
I ain't got nothing confused. I don't get confused.
Because I didn't say anything about a daycare. I said assisted living facility. Assisted living facility and personal care home.
You got room for one more patient?
Yes, I do. I will make room. But assisted living and a personal care home is pretty much the same.
What?
Assisted
It
living
says
is
senior care.
assisted living facility.
It says senior care.
Uh-huh.
So what's senior care then?
Look at me, answer this question.
Senior care.
He hadn't had his medicine today. You'd be in trouble.
It's a place where you go and you provide care. The level of cares are different. You might have level 1, you might have level 2, you might have level 3.
You know what?
It depends on the individual and where they at that time in their life.
I should have asked you before I got you on there. What
You
can
were
I ask you?
supposed to.
Because some part of this ain't making sense. Now the part that ain't making sense is that you, when I talked to you the other week, when I was looking for a place, you said that you wanted a place for senior daycare.
No, I said assisted living. I said assisted living facility.
You down here said senior care, and it said no assisted living.
What would you like to talk
Look
about?
at me.
What would you like to talk about your business? What can you tell us about your business?
No, we got to get this straight first. Yeah, tell us a little about the business. What you like to see, where you want to see it go, and what plans you got of getting it there, and what assistant that you're looking for from.
How you gonna make a difference, maybe even in the industry by setting
Since
examples.
you got these ministers, you gonna go to the preachers and say, "Cause these ministers thing, y'all taking that,
No.
y'all taking it one step too far." Go ahead on. That's why I wore my boots today.
Oh, what I would like to see in my business is
I got my boots on.
I am
I got my boots on.
wanting to open an assisted living facility for independent living or senior care for elderlies or adults who are in need of housing. See, we have a lot of seniors and we have a lot of elderly people who don't have housing or they don't have the proper housing. They're living in the homes alone. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking their medications. They're not going to the doctors on a regular basis. And a lot of them are declining because they don't have anyone to assist them. Not so much as they're not getting the proper nutrition in the home because they're not cooking like they used to. So a part of my service is to provide them with a healthy environment so that they can live longer.
And follow up with all of them taking their medications
and taking their medications
yeah.
and so on.
Why you in there trying to tell her what she doing?
Because I understand that you just as confused. You didn't
Okay,
take your
I'm gonna turn around.
medication.
I'm gonna talk to you.
No,
I'm
you
not
know
gonna
you ain't
talk
talk
to
to the camera. You
Look
talk
here,
directly to the camera.
look here, back.
The reason I can understand it is because my mother is 92 years old, and your great grandmother was 103. Okay,
106 eventually.
that's when she passed. She was
Yes.
she was 103. Okay,
So she had to be. So when she was 106, but she passed. She passed at 106, so she had to get to 106.
This commercial is brought to you by X-Slack. Have you had yours today? Because you full. But anyway, with that said, look, the reason I can say that is because my mother is 92, okay? And she could live on her own, but she doesn't. She lives with my sister. And what you're talking about is the same thing. My sister is there to make sure she takes her medication, does all the other things that she needs to do. If she should fall or anything like that, at least she's at a place where somebody will know it. If she lived on her own, you still got to go and see about them. And you're talking about putting together a facility that pretty much just does that.
Exactly.
And that I can understand.
In a home-like environment.
In a home environment.
Yes.
And instead of it being, I think Mr. Johnson is getting to the point where, I think he's at the point where they got to be sick, they got to be bedridden, they got to have attention every 30 minutes, and that's not what's the facility she's talking about.
Okay,
Don't do that. Don't do that. And I understand that because I guess it's closer to me because my grandmother also lived on her own and was able to take care of herself. So the job the business that you're talking about is desperately needed, and people can afford it. Some people can afford it. That's what I was talking about with some people have income and whatever, because we think that everybody that's sick or everybody that's old is poor. And somebody can afford that facility that you're talking about. So that's why I was talking about what I was talking about when I was talking about it. But Mr. Jackson, for some reason today, I don't think he took his medication.
Audience, we appreciate you tuning in, and we thank you for going along
15 more minutes.
with my friend. But one other question there, I'm gonna let you talk, because I want you to tell how they can reach you and all of that. But today we have people growing up that's bigger, they're stronger, and I think for some reason I think they don't quite take as much care of themselves. Do you see the elder folks, and I hate to say it, but the ones that live longer seems to be the smaller frame people, because they don't eat as much. Do you see any in a correlation the way we are eating and the way we're doing now as to our? You said that you wanted to live a little bit longer.
Let me tell you why he asked that question, because he and I a lot of times have a conversation about we never see any old fat people. I mean, you don't see anybody 90, 350 pounds. You don't see anybody 80, 350 pounds. So, I mean, that's really why he's asking. And there's a lot of truth to that.
It's some truth to it.
There's a lot of truth to it.
If you want to live long, you better not be fat.
Well, we have to eat right, of course.
That's what we said. You better not be fat.
Well, you can be skinny and unhealthy too, but
you can get some things you can slide around, but a fat person can't. I told my cousin the other week, I was looking, boy, you got to do something, because your mama, you're your only mama child, and I hate for her to be burying you.
With that said, we'll let you answer the question.
Don't look at it like that.
You're going to get some calls from
yes,
overweight people.
No, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I'm not going to say. I believe that.
Well, obesity now is anything you can hide. So it's not anything that we need to just shove under the rug, because it's a true killer.
It is a true killer.
And there's a lot of emphasis being put on it. All over, everywhere, newscasts, The Biggest Loser's got a program about. So, I mean, it's not anything we need to be ashamed of, because it's true that it's a killer. So we need to address it. We can't just
we definitely know that
push it under the
obesity
rug.
is a killer.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that at least you get on a diet program or some exercise program, so that you can control whatever the problem is, because it's not so much of you just eating, it's a problem, and it needs to.
What do you mean it's a problem?
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what he told me.
Obesity, it's a problem.
I'm gonna tell you
what's the problem? I mean,
I'm gonna tell you what my friend told me. He said if it didn't go in, it wouldn't go on.
It's true. That's true. It's true. It's absolutely true. If you don't put it in, it don't go on. It has to. You have to put it in for it to go on. So, I mean, it's an eating. That's why I want you to define. It's an eating problem.
Yes, it's an eating problem, and it needs to be addressed.
And I have an addiction to food. I'm a sugar addict, known, declared, not signed yet, but I am. I'm addicted to sugar, and I have to fight my way to stop eating it, and I recognize it. But people that's eating too much need to recognize
it, right.
They need to recognize that that's a problem, and it's an issue.
It is.
And it needs to be addressed. And it's not going away by somebody saying, well, you just big boned it.
No.
Well,
that was all the time.
That was the indication that you was about to give up.
No.
Yes, she was.
She just big boned
No,
it.
You was about to say is that
big boned it.
Ain't no such thing.
Look, I told him, and he used to tell me, because sometimes he just take me to the ringer, but he used to think I was lying. But I used to tell him, I used to see people riding down the street with a fork in their hand and a plate over there on it, and I am not lying. with a fork, eating out of plate, driving down the road. I've seen it. And you'll hear people say, I don't know why I'm so big, honey. All I had today was a salad. I can look at you and tell that ain't no salad body. Ain't no salad there. If your salad had some real
salad bar.
Now we're going to move on to another thing. Today being AIDS Day.
Oh, today is AIDS Day.
Yeah, that's what
Thank
I
you,
heard.
Mr. Johnson. I appreciate it.
Being AIDS Day, do you have any problems? I mean, when in your facilities, do you take people with AIDS and other health issues, or you try to stay away from that?
Well, we haven't had any encounters with anyone who wanted to come to the facility with.
How difficult is it to get licensed and to keep licensed, and what do you have to do to maintain a facility like that?
Oh, you have to keep up with your rules and regulations. We have standards that we have to follow. We have the state that comes in.
How regularly do they come in?
They can come in whenever they get ready. They annually come once a year.
At least
once a year they come in and they monitor our facilities to make sure that we are following the regulations.
Then you got the OSHA rules and all of that.
Yes, we have the OSHA rules. We have the ombudsman, people who come into the facility to monitor the residents there.
What kind of special events do you have for the facilities? Do you have like people come to sing Christmas carols? Do you have a church to come? Do you have a minister to come in maybe to have a special service?
She got a minister.
Are you ordained?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
You ain't ordained yet?
No, I'm not ordained.
Okay. Well, we'll get you ordained.
Well, you going to do that?
I got somebody to do it today.
Through the crack. You can get anything in the hood. You want a license?
But yes, we do have people who comes in who offers exercises.
Okay.
We have people come in who offer.
You have a what is it? Jazzercise class?
Jazzercise class.
What is that?
Yes. Exercise to jazz.
Okay. No, I really didn't know.
To jazz.
I really didn't know. That's why I asked. See, if I don't know something, I will ask.
I like to do a lot of outer community activities.
What is that?
With our seniors, where I take them out to different events and different programs.
So you must have what, $2 million, $3 million now? How much insurance you have to carry for that?
You have to have about $1 million insurance to run a facility.
Okay, because I'm thinking in terms of you taking clients out.
Yeah, we have to. You have to take them out. We can't keep them confined to the house. So we have a lot of activities that we have to take them out into the community because we don't want to isolate them from the community.
And you have a bus service that provides that?
No, I don't have a bus service that provides it. I take them out on my own.
Car,
in my own van.
Vehicle.
Well, she got 3 days. She normally do that. So, but we got 3 more minutes before we out of here. And is that what you want to say about your facilities? And we would love for our audience, if they need your care, to call you. Okay. Is it? Do you want to contact us here, and I call you, or do you want them to call you direct?
You would like that.
I love it.
Yes, our facility is located in East Point, Georgia. Facility located in East Point, Georgia. You can contact the station to get our information if you have a loved one who might need to be placed or need some special services. We don't only house the seniors, but we also go out and do supportive services, meaning we will come to your home, make sure that your loved ones is being groomed, take their medications, and do services for us, taking them to the doctor's appointments and different things like that. And we are a nonprofit organization, and we are looking to expand to a bigger facility in the near future so that we can house more of our loved ones who's in need of our services.
In other words, you're begging too.
And
along with the same. Along the side.
And all of your employees are background checked?
Yes, all of our employees are background checked, and they have to have first aid CPR training.
We are located here at 3105 Washington Road in the great city of East Point. Phone number here is 444-770-300. You can call us, come by. We would love to have you in our audience. Just come catch if you don't have a proper car that's in running condition, because sometimes our cars don't go. We're right here at the bus station. You can walk to us from the train station. We want to thank you for tuning in. And once again, we want to thank A to Z Imprints for helping pay the bill. A to Z Imprint, as we said, they can imprint over 500,000 products. Also, the Russian firm, if you're in jail, been sued, call us here at 444-770-300 so we can get you. Now, we know that everybody getting ready for Christmas. They want to clean the floor. They want to wash the clothes. And they want to take care of all those things. We just want you to come by and see some of our soap powder, our detergent. And, we even got somebody to show you how to use it. But he don't come here but on Thursday, but he will show you how to use the product. And I want to thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Lewis Jackson. I'm your co-host. Don Farmer is your host. We'll see you next Thursday.
Grandma's hand soothe the local unwed mother. Grandma's hand used to ache sometimes and swell. Grandma's hand used to lift her face and tell her, she'd say, baby, grandma understand.